Hello everyone and welcome back inside the Update Studios. I'm Tommy Marquez alongside a bespectacled Pat Sherwood. Man, Dave Castro just announced that 3 potential repeats could be the workout that you guys get to choose for 18.5. Pat, what are your just initial thoughts after hearing that?
I mean, well, wonders never cease. We're making open history. Your opinion matters. Who said Dave Castro is not a wonderful, caring human being that wants to hear from the community? This is your opportunity. Get involved.
And if you guys want to cast your vote, well, here's how you can do it. You've got 3 options. You can vote only on Facebook Live. I can't remind you enough. Only on Facebook Live in the comment section below. You can vote for either 11.6 by commenting 11.6. You can vote for 13.5 by commenting 13.5. Or for the third option, 14.2, you can comment below with 14.2. You can only do it on Facebook Live. We've got about an hour, 45 minutes left to vote, so be sure to get those in before we get going on our live announcement of 18.5. Now, Pat, just looking at these workouts side by side, now that we know what's potentially in store, what stands out to you the most?
I kind of see this as when Henry Ford built the Model T, and he said, you can have it in any color you want as long as it's black. Castro said, you can choose anything you want, but you're going to get basically the same loading. You're going to go below parallel, and you're going to do chest-to-bar pull-ups. So those are the commonalities in the workouts, but how there's some devious differences between each one of those 3 options that we're going to dive into.
There certainly are. And taking a look at the first option that we have in store for you guys to vote on, we're calling that 11.6. Well, it's a 7-minute AMRAP of a couple of movements that everyone is familiar with. It's a 7-minute AMRAP. You have thrusters and chest-to-bar pull-ups, an ascending ladder, 3, then 6 of each, then 9 of each, then 12 of each, so on and so forth until the 7-minute time cap hits and you guys are all done and probably lying sweaty on the floor. And the first time we saw this was back in 2011, and we got to see 2 CrossFit heavyweights back then throwing down side by side.
I mean, Chris Spieler, just 78 pounds of fury right there. Jason Khalipa looks emaciated. I didn't even recognize him in the first video. And then fast forward, you've got Khalipa going head-to-head with another champion there in Chris Clever. And I have to give Khalipa credit on this one because I think the chest-to-bar pull-ups play such a significant role. And Clever is amazing at them, but Khalipa walked away with the head-to-head victory. So very cool little walk down memory lane to see the stub hub there.
Yeah, certainly exciting to see those legends throw down. But Pat, looking at this workout, I think one thing stands out probably is that it's the only one where there's a set amount of time for us to do the workout.
Every one of these things it's got a pro and it's got a con. Okay, so the pro on this one is no matter what, doesn't matter if you're Tommy Marquez or Matt Fraser, you're only in the frying pan for 7 minutes, and that's a good thing. The bummer is Fran is hard enough, and the loading, the rep scheme goes down on Fran, not the rep scheme. Excuse me, the rep scheme, not the loading. On this one, it's ascending. It's 3, it's 6, it's 9, so it just gets worse and worse every time.
Man, you always have a little bit more to do each time you get to the next round. But another quick refresher on how you guys can cast your vote and get involved. You can comment in the Facebook Live comment section below, either 11.6, 13.5, or 14.2 to cast your vote. Only on Facebook Live. That's the only place you can do it. And we're about an hour 43 minutes left before you guys can cast your vote when we start our live 18.5 announcement. But the second workout that we have in store for you guys to potentially work out, well, we're calling it 13.5. And it's a nasty little workout. It's 3 rounds of 15 thrusters and 15 chest-to-bar pull-ups. The catch is you only have 3 minutes to do it. If you're able to finish the work in that 3-minute round, well, your work's not done. You've earned another 3 minutes to complete the same 3-round workout as well. If you finish that, then you get another 3 minutes, and so on and so on. Every single 3-minute round, you have to complete 4 4-minute rounds, my mistake, 4-minute rounds of 3 rounds of 15 and 15. And of course, you guys, if you finish all the work early and have a little bit of extra time, you don't have to wait until the 4-minute clock hits. You guys just have a little extra time to do a little bit more work. The first time we saw this workout was way back in 2013 for the finale down in our backyard in Santa Cruz, California. We got to see Sam Briggs and Camille LeBlanc-Bazinet throw down right in front of us here in Santa Cruz.
Sam Briggs is an absolute legend, and you're not going to beat her in a lot of open head-to-head announcements. But I'll tell you what, it's almost unfair. Camille LeBlanc-Bazinet is one of the best in the entire world if you're talking about thrusters and pull-ups. So even though Sam had an impressive performance, Camille LeBlanc-Bazinet just ran away with this thing.
And it was pretty cool because both of those women would go on to win the next 2 CrossFit Games championships on the women's side. So we got to see 2 eventual champions thrown down. It certainly was a treat. And breaking down this workout, Pat, man, I remember when it first got announced, this was a slap in the face.
Yeah, like I said, everything has a pro and a con. I'm struggling to find the pro at this workout. It is just a soul crusher. But maybe the pro is most people are going to be done at 4 minutes. It's really hard to bust out of that first 4-minute window. I actually, believe it or not, one of those weirdos that like thrusters and pull-ups. I'm good at Fran, and this thing just destroyed me. So this also just has the most challenging round of Fran, the 15, going over and over again. And the fitter you are, the longer it goes on. So, man, it's a nasty test.
Yeah, 13.5 is a doozy. And here's some results for you guys so far on the poll. It looks like 13.5 could use a little bit of love. Whew. I think everyone is in the same boat as me, thinking they don't want to do that one again.
13.5, just a turd in a punch bowl right there.
Just 1% separating 14.2 from 11.5. I know I've already casted my vote. I voted for 11.6 as many times as they would let me because I would much prefer to do that workout than actually have to do the other 2 once again. Now, the third workout that we have for you guys that you guys can vote on, we're calling 14.2. We've actually seen this twice in the open. This one, you actually have a 3-minute time cap for each round. In 3 minutes, you have to complete 2 rounds of 10 overhead squats and 10 chest-to-bar pull-ups. If you finish that work, you earn yourself another 3 minutes. But the catch is the reps go up. So in the second 3 minutes, you have to do 12 and 12. If you finish that, another 3 minutes, 14, 14, 16 and 16, until you can't finish the workout in the allotted time that is given. This workout absolutely crushes me, but the first time we saw this was back in 2014. We saw it for the second workout. I think I'm seeing a trend here with Camille LeBlanc-Bazinet in open announcement. She went head-to-head with then fifth fittest woman on the planet, Talana Fortunato.
There's another trend with Camille, and that's just fitness. All 3 of these options, quite frankly, you can't pick a bad one for Camille. She's amazing at this. Her strength and high volume squatting with that loading is through the roof, and she almost appears to rest during chest-to-bar pull-ups.
And then we saw it in 15.2 again in Austin, Texas, and this was actually one of my favorite open announcements ever just because the matchup was so close.
I was pulling with my heart for Michelle during this one. She's a good friend. But Emily Bridgers, I mean, her capacity, she dug deep. And once again, I believe the workout was made on the pull-up bar, and Bridgers just had what it took.
Yeah, it was an exciting matchup to watch go down at CrossFit Yakarhu in Austin, Texas. One thing that stands out to me about this workout, Pat, I don't know if you agree, is no thrusters.
Oh, that's the most interesting part. I mean, so if everybody at home wants, you could potentially eliminate thrusters from the 2018 Open, which would boggle my mind. I actually hope that you don't do that. They're so quintessentially CrossFit, but do what you want. But this workout, it's fantastic. And this is going to give the highest number of reps compared to any of the 3, almost by probably 100 or more. So once again, kind of similar to the second option, the fitter you are, the longer you go, and like you said, ascending repetitions.
Yep, those ascending repetitions are nasty. Another reminder on how you guys can participate and vote and to determine our fate going forward. On Facebook Live, you can leave your vote in the comment section below of the Facebook live stream with 11.6, 13.5, or comment with 14.2, whichever one you want. Be sure to comment in the Facebook Live comment section below. That's how you're going to be able to get involved with this whole shebang here and decide what you and I are both going to do for the final workout as well. But we're going to give you guys some results in the poll as well. Just a quick little update. Looks like people were listening to me.
Yeah,
you know?
going for the thrusters. Good for you.
Looks like it's got a slight lead over 14.2. Guys, keep it going. I believe in you. Still, nobody wants 13.5.
You know, everyone's going to complain about thrusters, but CrossFitters are all crazy, so somewhere in there they crave them. So we'll see how it shakes out.
Well, that's going to do it for us right now. For Pat Sherwood, I'm Tommy Marquez. It's not it for us for the rest of the way. We'll see you guys in a few, but up next is Rory McKernan at 3:30 with a little bit more analysis for you guys.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back inside CrossFit Reykjavík. We are just a few minutes into this poll, about a half hour, and already over 14,000 votes. Now, the interesting thing, nobody really seems to like 13.5. We got 11.6 and 14.2 that are taking the overwhelming amount of the votes. So we'll get a look at it here in a second, Dave. We got 44% of the votes are for 14.2, 48 for 11.6, only 8% for workout 13.5, which I know hurts your heart a little bit. We're gonna catch up with Dave Castro in just a second. Just some quick housekeeping, guys. A lot of people asking, Patrick C. Motes in particular, just having a terribly hard time with these simple instructions. The way that you vote is by typing in the name of one of these workouts, 11.6, 14.2, 13.5, like the other people in the comments are doing. That will cast your vote. There's no hashtag, there's no nothing, that's your comment. 13.5, 11.6, or 14.2. Now, there's also a lot of concern from some of you guys who are like, hey, who's counting all these comments? But guys, we're not counting the comments. This is a Facebook feature. This is a poll that's being run. So don't be worried about that. Just cast your vote. You're not gonna get more than one, and decide which one you wanna see for 18.5. I'm gonna bring Dave Castro back out here in just a second to talk about these workouts. But the last piece of information that a lot of people are expressing concern about, and I think you'll be happy to hear, Dave, people want to know if there's scaling for these workouts. Yeah, I think your mic's working.
Yeah, so for all these workouts, we have scales. In the past, when we originally did some of these, we didn't even have a scale division. But this year, of course, we've incorporated scales for, and I'm looking at the scorecards and the official score sheets right here, and everything is scaled appropriately so everyone can still play. Okay, cool.
These workouts in particular, I'm sure we'll talk a lot about them throughout the course of the night, but maybe some favorite memories of these announcements. I know we were at the Civic Auditorium for, was that 13.5?
13.5. That's what I want everybody to vote for. Vote for 13.5.
It ain't happening. You should have told them the opposite.
That's going to be, here's the deal about 13.5. That was amazing to watch go down in San Jose when Jason and Rich Froning went. Rich looked over at me at one point and was like, am I done or am I still going? And I'm like, no, you're still going.
And he was like, damn it.
It put them in a pain cave that I had never seen some of these athletes enter before. And here's the thing. Here's what you guys got to remember.
You're not doing a good job selling it.
Here's what you guys got to remember, though. That pain cave won't be felt by most of us. For most of us, it's going to be a 4-minute or an 8-minute workout. For those guys, it's going to be a 12-minute, 16-minute workout. So vote for 13.5 so the best guys can get hammered.
Here's how crazy people are as well. People are like, what Dave is definitely going to do is just stack rank all three. So all we're doing is voting on is the order. They're also saying that we're going to choose the least voted for option. Can you confirm or deny either of those things?
At this time, I will not confirm or deny those items, those things.
All right, friends. Well, the voting continues. You can be part of the decision. What will 18.5 be? One more time. What you're going to do to cast your vote is write the name of the workout as it looks on this graphic. 11.6, 13.5, or 14.2. So as an example would be, man, I really love 11.6, but I don't like 13.5 and I hate 14.2, would mean that you voted for all three. Please just put the name of the workout into the comments section. That's going to be your vote. You can only vote here on Facebook in this live stream. I can't wait to see what you guys pick. Hey, I back you. Dave wants you to pick the 13.5. I'm down for 14.2. I'm sorry to say it, but that's overhead squats are my jam. So anybody who's a friend of mine better be voting for that 14.2. We'll check in with you guys in just a little bit.
Final thing I'd like to say is you have to vote for 13.5 because we haven't done thrusters. We've done overhead squats.
Yeah, what's an open without thrusters? I agree.
So come on, guys. So get behind some thrusters with some escalating time based on your performance.
You're funny because we're talking about people complaining in the comments section. You're kind of complaining. You don't like this anymore.
I don't like this anymore. This is a bad idea.
13.5 or bust. All right, guys, keep casting your votes. Voting is open until the show begins, 5 p.m. Pacific, midnight local time in Iceland. We'll be partying up. The doors open here in just a little bit. We'll check back with you in a few.
What's up, everyone? Back inside the Update studio for a little more breakdown of our Facebook Live poll. Tommy Marquez alongside Pat Sherwood. Pat, we just heard Director of the Games Dave Castro say something interesting.
What did he say, Tommy?
He would not confirm or deny that he was going to take the winner of the poll.
Yeah, you know, all we know is Dave Castro said that you can vote. We don't know if he said he was going to pay any attention whatsoever to how you voted, and I actually don't know the answer to this. So he might be with, if he agrees with the community, maybe he goes that way, but maybe if he's in a foul mood, he says, you know what, that's what you don't want to do. Maybe that's exactly what you should do. Wha-bam.
That would be a kick in the pants for sure. Quick little update on the poll results so far. Right now, 11.6 is leading the way with a little bit more than half of the total votes, 51% going towards 11.6. 14.2 is just behind it, 41%. No one really loves 13.5 anyway.
The 7% on 13.5, now that we've discussed, is the vote going to go the way that we think, that makes me nervous, because that's by far just the most devastating one, so I just don't want to see that get flipped around.
Yeah, that makes me very nervous as well. Here's how you guys can participate. If you haven't voted already, you have to comment on the Facebook Live comment section. If you're watching the stream, and you are on the game site, you cannot vote there. You have to leave the game site, go to Facebook, and vote in the comment section below on the Facebook live stream. You can vote by commenting 11.6, 13.5, or 14.2. And as a reminder with your votes, if you mention either one of these workouts in your comment at all, if you comment, I don't want to do 13.5, our vote calculator will pick that up as a vote for 13.5. But moving on now, the first workout that you guys can choose from, we're calling that 11.6. It is a repeat from the very first year of the Open as well. It's a 7-minute AMRAP, ascending reps of thrusters and chest to bar pull-ups. You'll do 3 of each, 6 of each, 9 of each, 12 of each, so on, so forth, until the time cap hits. Pat, taking a look at this workout of the 3 women that are going to tackle it, if it gets voted upon, who do you think has the best shot at winning this one?
I'm going to go against the data and go with my heart. I'm going to say this one goes to Katrin Davidsdottir. When it first came out, on the second year it came out in 12.5, Annie smashed her on this, quite frankly. Annie was 7th worldwide. Katrin was 178th. Sara Sigmundsdottir was a little CrossFit baby. She didn't even take place in this. But I think this was well before, Davidsdottir was a 2-time champion. And so I think we're going to see a very different performance.
Yeah, and I think Sara Sigmundsdottir is going to smash this one. I don't want to say that she can't strategize, but this is a workout where you just have to put your head down and go, and I really think that's going to benefit Sara Sigmundsdottir if she can just hammer this workout for about 7 minutes straight. It's certainly going to be something that I think is going to be good for her. But now kind of the flip-flop of that, of these 3 athletes, which do you think probably doesn't want to see this workout get voted on?
I'm gonna go with Annie on this. I mean, I said why I liked Sara why I liked Katrin, but I think Sara also has a good, like you said, a good just switch. She can go there, she can just get after it. And I think Annie doesn't quite have that top end speed, so I think this one kind of favors her the least.
Yeah, I'd agree with you there. I think we're splitting hairs here, right?
Without
all
a
3
doubt.
of these women are capable, but I think as we ascend and we get into the higher rep numbers of squats, as they get tired, then the cycle time for Annie maybe is a little bit longer.
I think so.
So I think that might hurt her just a little bit. But yeah, if you guys want to vote on 11.6, here's how you can do it. We have 3 options for you. You have to vote once again on Facebook Live. Leave a comment in the Facebook Live comment section below, either 11.6, 13.5, or 14.2, depending on which one you want to vote on. And the second option there that you guys can vote on, we're calling 13.5. It is a nasty workout. It is a 4-minute window, and you have 2 movements. Once again, thrusters and chest to bar pull-ups. You have to do 15 and 15 for 3 rounds. If you finish all 3 rounds in the 4-minute window, your work's not done. You have another 4-minute window to complete another 3 rounds of those save movements at 15 and 15. And as long as you keep finishing the work in the 4-minute window, you get to keep going. Pat, I personally hated this workout. But looking at the women who are probably going to like it and taking part in the Open announcement, who do you think is going to win this one?
I'm going to go with Annie T on this one, and specifically because I want to give her a chance to redeem herself. She unfortunately got injured back in 2013, didn't get to complete the Open, and we didn't get to see her compete at the Games, so she did not submit a score for this. So I want to see Annie Thorisdottir for the first time throw down and see what she's capable of.
Yeah, I can't fault that pick for you, but I think I'm going to go with Sara Sigmundsdottir once again and stick with my horse. You know, this workout, more than any of the other two, I just remember suffering in just to try to get to that 4-minute time cap. I think Sara is going to try and have something to prove here. Just stick her head down, like I said in the first one, potentially, and just grind through those 15 and 15 until she walks away with a win. I could see her getting into maybe the 3rd or even 4th round of this workout. But the one woman that we didn't mention, Pat, Katrin Davidsdottir, how do you think she's going to do in this workout?
I mean, she's only a 2-time champion, so I'm not sure if she has the goods. I mean, of course, she's phenomenal. She's amazing. I think she'll do great. I just think I had to give a tip of the cap the other way. What Katrin does have going for her, she's so talented on the pull-up bar as a former gymnast, and with repeated sets of 15, you know, that will play well for her.
I agree with you there. I think she'll do just fine. Obviously, again, we're splitting hairs. Last time she did this workout, though, she was 129th in the world. I think she'll definitely improve upon that. She only got 143 reps, so I think we may see her get 100 reps more in this workout. So
I agree.
It's definitely possible. Well, if you guys want to vote for 13.5, another reminder on how you can do that. We've got 3 options for you. You have to leave a comment in the Facebook Live comment section on this stream. You cannot vote from the game site. You have to be on Facebook. Leave the comment 11.6, 13.5, or 14.2, depending which one of these workouts you just want to light yourself on fire with to close out the 2018 Open. The one workout we haven't talked about, yes, your 3rd option, we're calling it 14.2. This time, in a 3-minute window, you have to complete 2 rounds of 10 overhead squat and 10 chest-to-bar pull-ups. If you finish those 2 rounds in the 3 minutes, kind of like the last workout, you get another set of time to work on this. You get another 3 minutes to complete another 2 rounds, but this time the reps go up. And the second time around, you do 12 and 12 for 2 rounds. If you finish that in 3 minutes, you get another 3 minutes, and this time it's 14 and 14, and so forth and so forth. We've actually seen this workout, Pat, twice already in the Open. All of these women have done it. Which woman do you think is going to do the best tonight?
I like Katrin on this one. I think she can do phenomenal. Obviously a very talented athlete. The last time that we saw this, Katrin was 35th worldwide. Annie Thorisdottir was 10th. Even though that sounds like a big difference, it was less than 20 reps at the end of it. And Katrin just has the ability to lock into that solid overhead squat position, pump those things out. I've already said how incredible I think she is on the pull-up bar. So if we see this in 2018, I think it goes her way.
I have to agree with you here. I can't get the vision out of my mind of Katrin just lighting the 2-2-2-3 interval on fire. I mean, against the best in the world, she smashed overhead squat cycling, and I think she's going to do that here. But other side of this, we've done it with the other workouts. Which one of these 3 daughters do you think is going to like this workout the least?
The only one that I haven't picked so far to do well, and I feel bad about that, Sara Sigmundsdottir. She is amazing. But I think what might potentially hurt her in this is she's just a buzzsaw, right? So you have to have strategy, and you have to stick to that strategy. And sometimes she just gets too fired up and gets a little off track.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but I think the lighter the bar on the overhead squat, the more it's going to hurt Annie, because I think other athletes will be able to cycle that faster. And I think Annie is kind of locked into a pace in terms of her rhythm in the overhead squat. I think that benefited her in the 2-2-2-3, but I think it's going to hurt her in the lighter barbell, where Katrin and Sara will be able to cycle that pretty quickly. But those are the 3 workouts. Depending on which one you want to vote on, here's how you can do it. We're going to be on Facebook Live in the comment section below again. Remember, you have to comment in Facebook Live. You can comment 11.6, 13.5, or 14.2 to vote for any one of these 3 workouts. And we're going to give you guys a quick little sneak peek at the results thus far. And it looks like 11.6 is building a slight lead there at 51%. Last time it's creeping up at 52%. You know, 14.2 still in second, strong with 41%. 13.5 actually lost a
13.5 is dead in the water. Absolutely dead in the water.
Or is it?
Or is it? Like I said, if you don't want to suffer too long, I think most of the world, that's the shortest workout, because to get out of that first 4-minute window, it's harder than you think.
I probably won't make out of it, but you know what? We're done for right now. For Pat Sherwood, I'm Tommy Marquez. We're going to see you guys in a few minutes, but first, up next, you're going to see Rory McKernan and Dave Castro once again.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back inside CrossFit Reykjavík. We can hear the party going on outside. This room will be full in no time. And I have one of the fittest women on planet Earth, a two-time champion in third place last year, Annie Thorisdottir here. Annie, I got to tell you, right now, 11.6 is winning the battle. I saw your vote for 14.2. Tell the people what you told me about 11.6.
Well, I don't think people realize how much 11.6 is going to hurt. That's going to hurt a lot, you guys.
You did it. I mean, it's just, I think people are confused by the 7 minutes. And I'm not trying to talk anybody out of anything, because look, I'm happy to be over within 7 minutes. Like, we can end this thing, but 7 minutes doesn't mean easier, right?
No, definitely not. You're going to be doing, it is the same letter. Remember when you did the front squats and the burpees over the bar? It's going to be that, except for you're going to suffer for just a little bit longer. So, well, the reason I'm going for 14.2 is that I think it's fun to have it like graduate built into it, and it's going to be like a longer workout for the athletes that are really fit. We're going to have to do more work, and I kind of like that aspect of it, and I like that we're going to be next to each other. We're going to finish and kind of see where the other ones are. Before we get on the next one, it's like, who's looking the most tired? Yeah. I kind of like that aspect as well of doing that live.
A little bit more gaming, a little bit more strategy. Kind of like we were talking backstage, kind of like the 2-2-2-3 intervals at the games. Do you see a comparison there?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. It kind of reminds me a little bit of that one. So I think that's going to be really interesting to see us do together. So vote correctly, you guys.
Tell them what to vote for.
14.2. Here we go.
I have not heard one daughter who didn't say 14.2. All right, thank you. I'll let you go warm up again. We'll catch up with you in a little bit. All right, friends, the voting as it stands, 11.6 is overwhelmingly your winner right now. 52% of you guys, over 24,000 people. That's almost as many people as were in the Open in 2012 have voted, and they're speaking out for 11.6. A couple other people like overhead squats, 41% of you guys. Only 7% for 13.5. So I'm not going to say it's too late. We still got time, all right? Showtime's not for over an hour. So you guys can still vote. Get it in. But especially if you want 14.2 like I do, share this with your friends. Tell them what it's all about. Tell them to vote for your workout so 18.5 falls in your favor. Now, remember, here's how you vote. You simply write the name of the workout as it appears on your screen. 11.6, 1 with a period and a 6. 13.5 or 14.2. You can only vote once for your user profile, so choose carefully. Try not to make a comment that mentions all 3 of the workouts, because then you would basically be knocking out. You'd be pulling a draw, okay? We want you to vote for one of these workouts, 11.6, 14.2, or 13.5. So 14.2 is what I want. It's what Annie Thorisdottir wants. Come on, guys. Like, I don't want to turn this into a campaign, but please give me overhead squats. Please, I don't want to do any thrusters. We'll see what the update looks like, guys. We'll come back with a couple more athletes here as this poll kind of increases and we get closer to game time here on the floor at CrossFit Reykjavík. The 3 best Dottirs in the game will throw down for you guys whatever you choose. It's up to you guys. Vote right here, and we'll catch up with you in just a few minutes.
Hey everyone, back inside the Update studio alongside Pat Sherwood. I'm Tommy Marquez. If you've been following along, you heard old Rory Mashed Taters McKernan kind of shilling for 14.2, so I'm going to do the same. Go out and vote for 11.6 because that's what I want to see. I don't want to give Rory the satisfaction of getting that workout once again.
13.5.
Don't listen to him. Do not listen to him. But if you do want to vote, here's how you can vote. You have three options. You can comment in the Facebook Live comment section. You can only vote on Facebook Live. Leave the comment of 11.6, 13.5, or 14.2, depending on which one you want to vote to. And we've got three options total. The first option, we're calling 11.6, is actually a 7-minute AMRAP of thrusters and chest-to-bar pull-ups. And it's an ascending ladder. You do 3 of each, then 6 of each, then 9 of each, then 12 of each, so on and so forth, until the 7-minute time cap hits. Back when we first saw this workout, the two best scores in the world were by none other Josh Bridges at 169 reps, and now a Masters athlete, Fortune Santos, with just 1 rep behind it, 168 reps. The following year, we saw it repeated in 12.5. The top scores then, 2 new athletes, Danny Henry with 163 reps, and then 2014 champ Camille LeBlanc-Bazinet had the best score for the women with 173 reps. And Pat, kind of looking at these scores that we've seen from the top scorers and athletes in the past, which male athlete do you think can maybe have a chance to top these overall scores from way back when?
There's a bunch that could do great for sure, but I'm going to try to get people excited about Noah Olsen. I think this workout lines up really well for him. He's 35th worldwide right now, took 4th place at the games, and he was actually furious about that because he had a podium spot, kind of lost it. He's got a fast cycle time on these movements, and the kid is hungry. He can 100% get it done.
And on the women's side of things, who do you think is an athlete that can maybe best Camille LeBlanc-Bazinet's 173 reps from way back in 2012?
I think she has a chance to beat herself. She's amazing, and she's going to do great at all these. But other than Camille, let's go with Tia Claire Toomey, the 2017 Reebok CrossFit Games champion. How we should all have our eyes on her, somehow is very quietly in 13th place worldwide in the Open. We haven't chatted much about her on the Open shows. She kind of started off slow, and I can't believe that somebody with a gold medal might be easy to overlook, but she's being very subtle right now.
Well, there's no guarantee we're going to see 11.6 because the vote is still up and going. We got about, 40 minutes left for you guys to cast your vote. You can do so in the comment section below on Facebook Live. Leave the comment 11.6, 13.5, or 14.2 to decide which workout you want to do. We just gave you the first workout. The second option we have for you guys is 13.5. In a 4-minute window, you have to complete 3 rounds of 15 thrusters and 15 chest-to-bar pull-ups. If you're able to complete that, you get another 4 minutes to do the same work over again. And as long as you keep finishing that work, you get another 4 minutes to complete another 3 rounds of 15 and 15. It is a doozy, so there could be no end in sight. But last time we did this workout, the top scores in 13.5. Once again, Josh Bridges getting another event win with 254 reps. A woman you may not recognize, she was a team athlete at the games, Lindsay Borden, 256 reps. She had the best score for the women. Now, Pat, focusing on the men once again, who do you think has a chance to maybe notch the best score and beat Josh Bridges' best performance from way back?
A gentleman who went to the games last year, and I hope to see go again this year, and it's Dakota Rager. He was a standout on the 3rd week in the Open. He won 18.3, which was a workout that, director of the games, Dave Castro, said nobody might even finish, so he definitely got our attention there. But here's an interesting thing. He's sitting in 36th place in the Central East, so as amazing of an athlete as he is, he needs a very strong final workout to hopefully make it back to regionals.
Yeah, so he definitely needs a win here if he wants to keep his hopes alive of moving on to the next stage. But on the women's side, who's your pick for maybe the top score in this workout?
This was the one that I'm going to use her just for this one workout, but I could use her for any of the 3. Camille LeBlanc-Bazinet must be just sitting at her home in Colorado, just laughing, not even caring about the vote. Do whatever you want. Here she is at the 13.5 announcement, just doing what she does, which is crush thrusters and pull-ups. She's 5th worldwide in the Open right now. She's a former champion. And believe it or not, she was 2nd on this workout in 2013, 244 reps.
Certainly an impressive performance from Camille LeBlanc-Bazinet. If you want to see 13.5 as your workout, well, you're going to have to vote for it. And another reminder how you can do that, go to Facebook Live on this stream. leave a comment in the comment section below with either 11.6, 13.5, or 14.2. We'll give you guys some results at 5 p.m. to let you guys know which one you guys decided upon for the final workout of the 2018 CrossFit Open. And the one workout left to describe to you guys, 14.2. We've already seen it twice in the Open. Well, in 3 minutes, you have the opportunity to do 2 rounds of 10 overhead squats and 10 chest to bar pull-ups. If you're able to complete that, then you get another 3 minutes as well. But this time, the reps go up. In the next 3-minute round, you have to do 12 and 12 for 2 rounds. If you finish that, then 14 and 14 for 2 rounds, and so on and so forth, as long as you finish the work in the allotted amount of time. The best score that we saw the first time we saw it in 2014 and 14.2 was Irving Hernandez, a perennial regional athlete out of the Southeast. He had a best score of 396 reps. And then Camille LeBlanc-Bazinet, surprise, surprise, smashed some chest to bar pull-ups with the best score for the women with 404 reps. The following year, we saw it as a repeat in 15.2, and the best score went to Josh Bridges. He's a repeat winner in these workouts thus far. He had 435 reps, and Camille LeBlanc-Bazinet defended her best score with another worldwide open win with 427 reps in 15.2. Pat, we've seen this one twice already, so for the third time in, 4 years, who do you think could have the best score for the men?
I'm going to stick with one of those 15.2 champs and take a deviation on the other. So for the men, Josh Bridges. I think he has what it takes to once again set the standard with this. He's currently sitting 245th worldwide in the Open, certainly lower than any of us thought he would be going into the final week. This is a great chance for him to bump up and see if he can beat his old previous score of 435 reps, which is, of course, incredible.
Yeah, it's absolutely insane. And then on the women's side, who's an athlete you think that maybe might turn some heads in this one?
We all know Camille's going to do great. So focusing outside of that, I'm going to go with Kara Saunders. I think this lines up really well for her strengths. She was second place at the Games, made it onto the podium, was so fired up. There's a lot of seconds. Second at the Games last year, currently second worldwide in the Open as we do this show. And when this workout came up, Camille was first, but Kara was second on it with 416 repetitions, so without question, she can knock it out of the park.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see Kara Sanders smashing a barbell, and she's surprisingly good at chest to bar pull-ups as well. This is how you guys can cast your vote. One last little update for you guys if you want to get a vote in before the polling closes in about 35 minutes. Go to Facebook Live, leave your vote in the comment section below. Leave either 11.6, 13.5, or 14.2, depending on which workout you want to see. Remember, if you write any of those numbers in any way, shape, or form, it's going to count it as a vote. Say if Pat wants to say, I don't like 14.2, and he leaves that in the comment section below.
What did I do?
Well, you just voted for 14.2, you big dummy.
Jeez.
Well, that's going to do it for us here in the Update Studio for today. Up next, you have Rory McKernan coming to you guys at 4:30, and then the pre-show starts at 4:45. Right before our live announcement of 18.5. So for Pat Sherwood, I'm Tommy Marquez. We'll see you guys on the other side of 18.5.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, the scene inside of CrossFit Reykjavík has changed just slightly. Kiki Dixon in here mixing it up and throwing down on a handstand hold. Now, the rules have been thrown out that contact is fine. These could actually be like battle of the handstands as well. So this is what it looks like in the pre-show here at 18.5. And I'm watching you guys' comments. A lot of votes for 11.6. Over 30,000 people. 30,000 people have already cast their votes. But guess what? There's like 417,000 of you guys in the open. So where are the rest of the votes, my friends? 52% of you guys in favor of 11.6 right now. Still just 7%. I'm going to pretty much kill 13.5 right now unless there's some avalanche of people who come through and love that 4-minute time period. And then 14.2, just 41% of the vote. So you guys currently, look, I don't know, I'm not a betting man, but I'm already warming up my thruster because in row versus Boz, I'm going to bet that I'm going to be doing some chest to bars and thrusters for my workout. 11.6 from Patrick Doyle. Let's see, 14.2, I got some votes. I got 11.6, but it's a trap, says Jennifer Kellogg. I'm telling you guys, man, I don't think that there's going to be any surprises. I think what you see is what you get. Here's how you vote in case you don't remember. You just put the name of the workout into the comments section. 11.6 as you see it on your screen, 13.5 or 14.2. Currently, if you're a fan of overhead squats, if you're not a fan of thrusters, I'm surprised at some of you guys. You think that the smaller time domain is going to be less painful. It's not the case, but I don't care. I'm good with either one of them. I'm just saying, if you want 14.2, now is the time to rally, guys. You got to get those votes cast. Get your friends to vote. I don't care what time zone they're in. It's almost midnight here. These people are going nuts. So you guys can get your friends online to cast a vote. It'll take 2 seconds. You decide what 18.5 will be. Look at this scene. Got the Dottirs backstage getting ready to throw down an 18.5. It's going to be popping in here. CrossFit Reykjavík already getting warmed up. It's going to be hot. Stick with us, guys. Cast your votes. You only have about a half hour left to vote. Cast your vote now. We'll see you in a half hour. Ladies and gentlemen, we are just 1 minute away from starting the pre-show for 18.5. Stay tuned. We'll update you on the current voting poll. We'll update you on the women that you're going to watch compete tonight here from CrossFit Reykjavík in just about 60 seconds. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back inside of CrossFit Reykjavík. It's a full house. We're fired up. We're about 15 minutes from the start of 18.5. These people came out of their shells a little bit. We're having a good time. Now, hey, listen, I got to correct something. I told you guys that 30,000 people had voted. Over 330,000 people have already voted. And listen, it's still in favor of 11.6. Did all you guys vote yet? You guys vote? Show of hands. What do we vote for? 11.6? Who wants the overhead squats? 14.2? Me too, man. So you guys get to voting. Here's the results as they stand right now. 50% in favor of 11.6. Nobody wants 13.5. And 14.2, 43% of the vote. I'm hearing a lot of overhead squats. A lot of people want to see that. So it's not too late. Okay, here's what we're going to see tonight. It's going to be a special treat in just a few moments. Sean Woodland and Tanya Wagner going to tell you everything you need to know about these fantastic people here in Iceland and the Dottirs competing tonight at 18.5, 5 p.m. on the Pacific Coast, midnight here in Iceland. You're going to find out what 18.5 is. What did you vote for? Then you're going to watch 3 of the best female CrossFitters in the world from right here in Iceland throw it down live. Following that, we'll do the cool-down show. The athletes will sit down with Dave Castro. Sean Woodland will run that show because I got to get ready for the new iteration of Roe versus Boz. Last night was the world premiere of The Redeemed and the Dominant. It's our new film from CrossFit Inc. And 2 of the producers, Heber and Marston Sawyers, are going to meet me in Mortal Kombat Viking style on the field of play in taking the place of Boz, and I will drink their blood from their dead bodies when I'm done with them. It's going to be amazing. We're going to have a great time tonight. I'm going to send it up to Sean Woodland and Tanya Wagner because 18.5 is about to go down.
Iceland, it is the land of breathtaking scenery and some extremely fit people, and tonight it is the site of the final test of the 2018 Reebok CrossFit Games Open, and for the first time, you, the CrossFit community, get to choose the workout. Thanks for joining us, everybody, here at CrossFit Reykjavík. I am Sean Woodland alongside 2009 CrossFit Games champion Tanya Wagner, and I think a lot of people around here and around the world are asking, what took us so long to finally get to Iceland?
I have no idea, because since 2009, we have had international athletes come to the CrossFit Games, and Iceland was one of those countries who sent athletes, Annie Thorisdottir in particular, on the women's side.
You mentioned Annie Thorisdottir, and in a way, she's somewhat responsible for the 2 women that she will be competing with tonight in Katrin Davidsdottir and Sara Sigmundsdottir.
Yeah, Katrin Davidsdottir saw Annie on the news, and it was kind of like, oh, I want to try that. And so that was the reason she got started. And then Sara Sigmundsdottir started because she was impressed by Katrin Davidsdottir. They just all have an impact on each other, and with such a small country, you really know each other.
Week 5 is closing out the 2018 Reebok CrossFit Games Open. Let's take a look where we stand now after 4 weeks. These scores still unofficial. On the men's side, it is not even close. Matt Fraser with just 96 points, nearly 300 points up on second place Alex Vigneault, who has a wide lead over Willie George, who sits in third place, but still some familiar names up there. Patrick Vellner, Logan Collins, he's a Games veteran. Michael Palomba, a Games veteran, rookie last year. Tim Paulson and Street Horner as well. It's been a little more chaotic on the women's side of the competition. We have another lead change in week 4. Cassidy Lance McWhorter back on top of the overall leaderboard by just 13 points over Cara Saunders. Carolyn Prevost out of Canada East continues to be impressive. She sits in third. And then the 3 women that we will be watching tonight, Annie Thorisdottir is in 4th, Katrin Davidsdottir is in 8th, and Sara Sigmundsdottir currently sits in 17th place in the world. These scores still unofficial. What is at stake here in week 5?
For some athletes, everything is at stake. The 2018 Games season is at stake. And this is one last chance. This is the final week to make a push up the leaderboard. And the reality is, for some people, their Games is going to end on Monday.
Another thing that is at stake tonight is the title of Fittest Woman in Iceland. And after 4 weeks, it is Annie Thorisdottir who leads that competition. She is just ahead of Sara Sigmundsdottir by 5 points. Bjork Odensdottir also in the mix with 20 total points. She's a former Games individual and team competitor. And then Turi Helgadottir sits in 4th. All of them very much within striking distance of Annie Thorisdottir, an 18.5. We go a long way towards determining who is the fittest in Iceland. And Annie Thorisdottir and Sara Sigmundsdottir are looking to build on the success that they had last year.
Sara Sigmundsdottir's success was early in last year's season. She took first in the Worldwide Open and then took first at the Central East Regional. She's back in Iceland now, and she's putting the pressure on. She's coming back, but Annie is going to put the pressure right back on her. Annie is coming off of a fabulous 2017 Games season where she made it back on the podium after a few years away from it. That feels good, and so she's riding on that momentum.
The 3 women we will be watching tonight, Annie Thorisdottir, Sara Sigmundsdottir, and Katrin Davidsdottir, will be featured heavily in the upcoming documentary, The Redeemed and the Dominant. It is the story of the 2017 Reebok CrossFit Games season, and it is available tomorrow, March 23rd.
I'm the original daughter. No, I said as a joke that I am the original daughter. But I kind of am, right?
First one off the bike is Annie Thorisdottir.
2-time champion, won in 2011 and 2012.
She won the hearts and minds of the CrossFit community. And I think it's fair to say that she is the darling of CrossFit.
So coming into the 2017 Games, first you have to look at Katrin Davidsdottir.
Katrin wasting no time kicking up on her hands.
2-time champion, looking to be the first three-peat on the women's side.
Katrin Davidsdottir picking up the win.
You've been asking for it all weekend. Where's the Katrin we saw in 2015 and 2016? We see her again at event number 12. Sara Sigmundsdottir.
Sigmundsdottir's a couple feet ahead.
Sara Sigmundsdottir wins the CrossFit Games Open this year, has one of the most dominant regional performances, and has been right in that lead pack for the last 2 years, looking like she could make a run at the title.
Sara Sigmundsdottir's in.
Sigmundsdottir trying to go unbroken. 5 feet away. An event win for Sara Sigmundsdottir.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are in the warm-up area here at CrossFit Reykjavík. I have Katrin with me. I've got Sara and Annie. Katrin, we just got a little preview of Redeemed and Dominant. You got to watch it. You said you were motivated by not just the movie, but last year's CrossFit Games. How has it motivated you, your finish last year?
Sometimes when you don't get what you want or the results that you want, it kind of fires you up. It shows you how bad you actually want it and how much more I'm actually willing to work for it. So it's fired me up.
Fired up. Katrin could be a scary Katrin. Sara, we're doing the Open. You could redo this workout, but what would a win here tonight mean to you?
A smile when I wake up. And Ben & Jerry's after this.
Oh, the Ben & Jerry's reward is now.
Of course. It's after every competition. I count this as a competition, you know?
I thought you were a soldier waiting until all the way after the game. Still very impressive,
You're very bright. You're very bright now.
Annie, you know, this is an important competition, but how cool is it for you to have people here in your gym, and not just that, but in Iceland after all these years?
Oh my God, I'm just so happy that it's here. I'm so excited that the 3 of us are finally, like, this is the first time that 3 of us are just going together, yeah. like, I am so excited for that. Then it doesn't matter what time it is. I feel the adrenaline. I'm just like, just let us go.
Can't wait. Well, you can hear the crowd react to that. They're excited too. I'll let you guys finish up your warm-up, and we'll see you out on the competition floor. Right now, we're going to go back to Sean and Tanya in the booth.
Thank you, Ro. All three of these women, of course, have championship aspirations, and they are all very capable of standing on top of the podium at the CrossFit Games. And all three are coming off very different off seasons.
Yeah, Sara Sigmundsdottir had a rough fall. She was recovering from a fractured rib, so she had some time to, get through that. But a lot of changes in Sara Sigmundsdottir's offseason. She moved back to Iceland, is in a new gym, has a new coach. But there's one thing about that girl. She is adaptable. Every year she's been in a different location or has had change, and she's still relatively young in competition. So she is growing each and every time she's at the games.
Katrin Davidsdottir just mentioned it. She finished 5th last year at the CrossFit Games. A great finish for anybody, but that was a disappointment for her.
Disappointment because she's heard her name as Fittest on Earth. She has been crowned the champ, and once you hear your name, you don't want to hear someone else's. So that's not why Katrin trains all year, to not hear her name be called. And so that is, you just heard her, she is coming in stronger this year, just more on fire, because that's what she's looking for. That's her goal this year.
And finally, Annie Thorisdottir, I think a lot of people thought she was done as far as being a competitor at the CrossFit Games was concerned, but man, last year she proved all those people wrong.
Iceland Annie got that name back in 2009, and she has been a crowd favorite since then. We missed a few years where people weren't sure if she had some injuries, wasn't on top of the leaderboard or on the podium. We didn't know if that was going to be it for her, but last year, among the toughest women's competition, she got herself back on the podium, and that means she is still a threat.
Our official sponsor this evening is ROMWAD, and they are running a special promotion for everybody out there. You need to head to the ROMWAD website. Go to romwad.com/intheopen. This runs through March 26th at 5 p.m. Pacific time. Enter the promo code INTHEOPEN 2018. You will get 1 month of ROMWAD for free. That's if you're a new member. And then also, after tonight's announcement, they'll have a special ROMWAD episode available from here in Iceland. So be sure that you check that out. We don't know the test yet. The votes are still coming in a little bit. We know what is in the lead, but what are you looking forward to seeing the most here tonight?
I'm going to be a fan tonight because no matter what it is, these three women are going to bring it, and they're going to bring it strong because they're in their home country, they're on their island, and I just can't wait to see who lays it all out on the line.
If it is 11.6, if it ends up being that test, who do you think has the edge? We'll put you on the spot here a little bit.
Oh my word, it's whoever doesn't make a mistake. It's going to be whoever is so precise. I mean, and I don't know, because this crowd, this energy, like these Icelandic women are incredible with the way that they just handle the pressure. They handle, and they are all want it so bad.
18.5 is going to be revealed next. This is it. After all the dumbbells, rowing, double unders, and burpees. After all the PRs, after all the triumphs and all the heartbreaks, we have reached the final test, and we have saved the best matchup for last. Iceland. It's a tiny island nation, but its daughters are giants, who all live by the same rules. Train, dominate, win, repeat. Annie Thorisdottir, the former two-time champ. You thought she was done, didn't you? She proved you wrong last year. Katrin Davidsdottir, another former two-time champion. She finished 5th at the games last year, and that was considered a disappointment. Sara Sigmundsdottir, 3 years at the games, 3 top 4 finishes. Tonight, you'll find them on the same floor. The Icelandic Queens of CrossFit reign in week 5, but who will wear the crown? It does not get any better than this, because it all counts in the open.
Hello, CrossFit sports fans. You are watching the live announcement of Open Workout 18.5 presented by ROMWAD. My name is Rory McKernan. I am thrilled to welcome you inside of CrossFit Reykjavík. Tonight will be a fantastic and historic night. We've never been to Iceland for a live show, but this country has a legacy of producing CrossFit Games champions that is the stuff of legends. Now, you guys know, tonight is up to you. It's a fan vote. And you guys are crazy. I've been playing along with you online. You crashed a server, true story. We thought you were at 30,000, you're at 300,000. Looked like it was gonna be maybe 11.6, maybe 14.2. Sean Woodland and Tyler Wagner have also been following around with you guys. Sean, what have you guys been seeing?
I've been seeing something that I don't want to see, and I think that's thrusters. I mean, come on, for 1 year, can we not do thrusters? I know this is like new for the community, but and you run a gym, you're gonna have to deal with your members. What are they thinking right now?
Come on, overhead squats. Here's the thing, I don't know what everybody's thinking. Well, yeah, I do. People love to hate Dave Castro. And so here's the thing, you're gonna find a way to hate him, but this is all on you.
Mm-hmm.
This is your decision this week. You can't blame him.
Could have had overhead squats, and this is why we can't have anything nice, all right, everybody? But lucky for us, three of the best women in the world will be the first people to throw down in this event, and Rory McKernan has more on the women known as the Dottirs.
That's right, Sean. They've dominated the sport of fitness for 8 years. We have 3 of the most dominant with us tonight. Between these 3 women, they claim 9 CrossFit Games podiums, including 4 championships, and they're standing now with Castro on the field of play. First up, your 2015 and 2016 Reebok CrossFit Games champion, Katrin Davidsdottir. She's joined by a woman who has taken third, and 4th in her 3 appearances at the CrossFit Games, Sara Sigmundsdottir. And finally, the most decorated female athlete in the history of the CrossFit Games, Thorisdottir. It's a historic night, ladies and gentlemen. You chose the workout. Those official results are now being walked onto the competition floor, and you know what that means. For the announcement of Open Workout 18.5, the director of the CrossFit Games, Dave Castro.
$18.5 is 11.6.
Complete as many reps as possible in 7 minutes of 3 thrusters, 3 chest-to-bar pull-ups, 6 thrusters, 6 chest-to-bar pull-ups, 9 thrusters, 9 chest-to-bar pull-ups, and 12 thrusters, 12 chest-to-bar pull-ups. Continue by 3s with 15 reps, 18 reps, etc. Men, you have 100 pounds. Women, we're gonna be using 65 pounds.
Oh, and the mic drop. 18.5 is a 7-minute AMRAP, my friends. That etc. is probably for the women tonight. It's not gonna be for most of us. However, I'm okay with this. It was your vote. And I'll tell you what, I don't know what would be a CrossFit Games Open without thrusters. So I back this one. I support your decision. It's no big deal. We're all going to do it regardless. Here's the problem. The poison you pick is still poison. So, guys, now it's time to focus on how we're going to attack this workout. For the last time in this Open, we are going to show you a teaser of what your workout should look like. For 18.5 to count, it should look something like this.
CrossFit Games Open Workout 18.5 is a repeat of Open Workouts 11.6 and 12.5. The athlete will complete as many reps as possible in 7 minutes of ascending repetitions of thrusters and chest-to-bar pull-ups. The athlete will continue adding 3 repetitions to each movement until the 7-minute window expires. Your score will be the total number of repetitions completed in the 7 minutes. For the official movement standards, as well as information about scaled, masters, and teenagers, download the 18.5 scorecard and workout description from games.crossfit.com.
All right, let's take a quick look at the results of the poll. 50% of the over 325,000 people who voted for 11.6, so overwhelmingly they're in favor. 14.2 was a close second with 43%, but now I know a little bit more about you guys. Hey, at this point in the competition, you guys know the drill. We showed you some abbreviated standards. For the whole thing, you gotta go to the website so you can see the official scorecard, all the standards that you need, and of course, there are scales for these workouts. Some people in the polling were confused about that. There's still scaling options. Don't be freaked out. It's all good. I also wanna remind you guys about the app. It's where you're gonna log your final score of the Open. It's also where you can follow along with another athlete. You can see I'm following Mr. Heber Cannon. you can also see that he got 109 reps in 18.4. It's funny because I got 110 reps. So 109 to 110. I mention it because last night was the world premiere of The Redeemed and Dominant, our new documentary on last year's CrossFit Games. Heber was one of the filmmakers for that. He will be joining me in the workout with Marston Sawyers, another one of the documentarians from Redeemed and Dominant. That'll go down in Roe versus Boz, happening after the cool down show. They're taking the place of Boz because Boz is injured. You're gonna love it, you're not gonna wanna miss it. Now, lucky for you guys though, the main event features 3 of the best female athletes in the sport of CrossFit. Now, ever since Annie Thorisdottir's first year at the CrossFit Games, the CrossFit community has been obsessed with Iceland. What makes these people so good? Is it the Viking blood? Is it their diet? Or is it just something in the water?
Iceland is easy to miss on a map of the world, but on the CrossFit landscape, it's gigantic. For some reason, people who call this tiny island nation home are really fit.
We're very competitive as a country.
I think everyone does 1 to 4 sports growing up.
We have 300,000 people, but when it comes to it, like, we think we're the biggest in the world, you know?
I think it's also the conditions here in Iceland. You just have to be pretty fit to survive here.
The cause is still up for debate. The facts are not.
Katrin Davidsdottir picking up the win. And there's a new Icelandic CrossFit queen here at the Games.
Icelandic athletes have been finishing inside the top 10 at the CrossFit Games ever since Annie Thorisdottir first appeared on the scene in 2009. 4 of the last 7 Women's Games champions were born in Iceland. And at least one Icelandic athlete has finished in the top 10 7 of the last 8 years.
We believe that we can do it, and that's a really big part of it. We're willing to suffer to get there because we're really competitive and we want it so bad. And you can see it in the eyes of Katrin and Sara when you're talking to them. Like, you can feel it.
I think we push each other so much here in Iceland. Like, I want to be the best girl in Iceland, while Annie also wants to be the best Dottir in Iceland. Katrin also wants to be the best. So I think we all live close to each other, know each other, and we push each other even more.
My reason that I love CrossFit is that there's always something to get better at.
It's a sport for grown-ups to have fun again. You get that same feeling as you had in your club. And I think that's why it fits so perfectly into Iceland.
You still may not know where to find Iceland on a map, but you should not have trouble finding their CrossFit athletes near the top of the Games podium.
Sara Sigmundsdottir will finish first place at the CrossFit Games 2018.
Katrin Davidsdottir will finish on top of the podium at the CrossFit Games this year.
Annie Thorisdottir will finish first at the CrossFit Games 2018.
There's a very good chance that one of those women is correct. When you look at the numbers, it's mind-boggling. Only 1% of the women's field is from Iceland, but 27% of the Games podium positions have been held by Icelandic women since 2007, and more than a third of the CrossFit Games champs have been from Iceland. For the first time, Davidsdottir, Sigmundsdottir, and Thorisdottir in their country in front of their fans. And for the final time, here's Dave Castro to get us started.
10 seconds. Stand by. Go.
18.5 is underway. The ascending ladder of thrusters and chest-to-bar pull-ups, as many as they can do in 7 minutes. We start with 3 of each, and we increase by 3 reps every time.
And this is what I expected to see right out of the gates. You know, these women just go to tackle it and attack. But the thing about it, they have the ability to keep pushing. They're going to push this pace the entire 7 minutes.
Let's talk about keys to this workout, because it's fast, just 7 minutes.
You have to keep the reps clean. You cannot afford any misreps. One misrep is going to be costly. You have to breathe during that quick transition. That's when you have to get your air, and you have to breathe also at the top of the barbell. You also have to know when to go. In a competition, when you're against 3 people, you kind of have to be aware it's going to be a fast event, and you have to know if you can push it, when to do that.
Everybody is even right now, as Katrin Davidsdottir is through 27 repetitions. So this is the round of 9. That went fast. Davidsdottir first back to the barbell. She is now in the round of 12, as are Sara Sigmundsdottir in the middle and Annie Thorisdottir on the far side of the floor.
And watching these ladies, Katrin right now is still breathing. You can see at the top of the barbell, watch her mouth. That's when she gets her breath. That's great. You don't want to hold your breath. She is always so good at moving quickly, yet staying composed and keeping that heart rate where she can.
Katrin Davidsdottir is in the lead. Annie Thorisdottir is in second. Sara Sigmundsdottir is in third, but they are right on each other's heels. But Katrin is first to her round of 12 chest-to-bar pull-ups.
All of these women are efficient on the bar. They really are tight. The tighter you can stay in that butterfly, the more efficient you are. The only difference I'm seeing right now is transition with Sara. She's a little slower to get back to the bar. Annie, very smart. She picked up the bar and went right into the squat. Didn't stand all the way up with it. Every little thing you can do to move quicker is going to help you.
Left side now closest to the camera is Katrin Davidsdottir. Her pace on the thrusters has slowed a little bit. Annie Thorisdottir is now in the lead through 69 reps and counting, now 70, and Sara Sigmundsdottir is fighting with Katrin for second place.
Now watch the next transition. That's what I'm going to be looking for. Annie knows she's ahead. She turned that time, took a little bit more time back to the bar. And I expect this from these ladies. They were looking forward to a little longer workout where they could game it and look at each other, but whoever's in the lead is going to use that to their advantage, go a little slower to get their breath, knowing the other 2 are chasing them.
Thorisdottir is closing out her round of 15 chest-to-bar pull-ups. Sara Sigmundsdottir has hopped off the bar for the first time in this workout, and now Annie Thorisdottir is all by herself in the lead as we approach the 3-minute mark.
Annie's in the lead, but that may have been a really smart break for Sara because we are only 3 minutes into this 7-minute workout.
This is the round of 18, all women on their round of 18 thrusters, and it's Annie Thorisdottir who is through 97 reps. She is your leader. Sara Sigmundsdottir 4 or 5 reps behind her. Katrin Davidsdottir creeping up, she's in third.
And what I'm watching for now is who has to take a longer pause. The women are taking a pause at the top. Katrin, Sara, they're breathing at the top. That's where they're taking the breathe. But Annie, she dropped the bar to get that breath. That may have been a really smart move for her, although I usually recommend breathing overhead. She knew she was ahead and could take the advantage of dropping there.
108 reps for Thorisdottir, and she will then move to the pull-up bar for 18 chest-to-bar pull-ups, and we are at the halfway point of 18.5 as this one is going to go fast.
The good news for Annie, she's driving the ship, so she can wait, she can look at that knowing she's competing just right now against these 2 women, and she's playing that very well.
And remember, the title of fittest woman in Iceland is up for grabs here. Annie Thorisdottir currently leading that race. Sara Sigmundsdottir sits in second place by 5 points. So Thorisdottir's through 118 reps. She's in a round of 18 chest-to-bar pull-ups, and here comes Sara Sigmundsdottir, and Katrin Davidsdottir is in third.
And now I'm seeing what Katrin's going to do. Is she going to break or will she go unbroken on those pull-ups?
Davidsdottir continues to crank away, and she is overtaken Sara Sigmundsdottir briefly for second.
Annie is hunching over, and so that's not a great sign. She can't breathe. It hurts. This is the pain cave. Everybody who voted for this workout, it doesn't feel good.
Just 2.5 minutes remaining, and Annie Thorisdottir on her set of 21 thrusters. She has 132 reps and counting, 147, and she will get to the pull-up bar. She's trying to hold off Sigmundsdottir and Davidsdottir, who are neck and neck for second place, and Sigmundsdottir just got hit with her second no rep of the workout.
Again, Annie drops the bar. She was doing quick reps. She wasn't pausing overhead. She was taking that time with a deliberate break, but now Katrin Davidsdottir had to do the same thing.
Sigmundsdottir and Davidsdottir are creeping up, but Thorisdottir continuing to work as she's back on the barbell.
But watch Annie's legs. Her feet don't move. It's not as much effort for her to get that barbell off her chest. Watch Sara Sigmundsdottir once she picks it up, and Katrin, they have to use a lot more leg and a lot more power to move that thruster bar. Annie is just that powerful and stronger on the barbell.
Katrin Davidsdottir is just 1 rep back. Nearly a minute and a half left in 18.5, and this is the round of 21 thrusters, and Thorisdottir is just about done, and she will be the first to the pull-up bar for 21 chest-to-bar pull-ups. Katrin Davidsdottir and Sara Sigmundsdottir are fighting for second place, and Davidsdottir has overtaken Sigmundsdottir.
Annie's still waiting, giving herself enough time, knowing that she has that luxury a little bit to breathe, but Annie has to remember she is also competing versus the world.
The goal for these women is to get into regionals. All of them are very much safe when it comes to that, so less than a minute to go. And Annie Thorisdottir trying to hold off Katrin Davidsdottir, who is just 1 rep back. Both of them off the bar. Now Sara Sigmundsdottir, who's 11 reps behind, starting to erase that deficit as she gets to work. Thorisdottir back to work on the right, and Davidsdottir continuing to crank through her 21 chest-to-bar pull-ups. 168 reps is where Thorisdottir needs to hit to get herself back to the barbell. 30 seconds to go.
It's not very often you see her hunch over. This one hurts, but she's sticking with it and not backing down.
Thorisdottir's back to the barbell, 20 seconds to go. Davidsdottir will be back to the barbell. And now it's a race to see who can just hang on to that thing and complete as many reps as possible. Sigmundsdottir is done with her chest bar pull-up. She will get back to the barbell, but Annie Thorisdottir is going to win 18.5 in front of her home crowd.
What an effort, and what a push from Davidsdottir at the end. You never can count her out. She picked up speed on those thrusters.
Early on, she gave up that lead, but there were some smart breaks in there, and that's what allowed her to get back into the race. Annie Thorisdottir, though, so impressive from her.
Man, she is back. She is a threat.
And there is the patented Iceland Annie smile. I have no idea how anyone can smile after going through this, but hey, CrossFit community, this is what you picked, and this is what you are in for. 7 minutes of just put your head down and do some work. And these women are going to be tough to beat as they set the early marks here in Reykjavík, Iceland. Annie Thorisdottir ditching the hand grips as her night of working is over. Sara Sigmundsdottir, she was impressive as well, but her breaks just were a little too long.
She did. She had the earliest break on the pull-up bar. She was a little bit sloppier in her transition back to the pull-up bar, but really this was all about who could take it to that dark place, stay there the longest, and that is something Annie has had the most years of experience doing that. She was so consistent all the way through with clean reps. She was quick off the transition, picking up off the ground. She stayed smooth so fast, and she made sure that she stuck with it just like that plan. Now, Katrin Davidsdottir, she was being composed here, but that composure was probably also to catch her breath. It was Annie, though. She took some breaks. Once she gained the lead, she didn't look back. She was in control there of when she rested. In those transitions, she took those breathers. Sarah's checking with her judge there, but Annie always, throughout the entire event, knew where she was. Versus the other two women, she was very smart when she had to breathe. And she knew when she had to go. She held the throttle down the last set of reps on the thrusters, knowing that Katrin Davidsdottir was right there, but she was smiling before the event even finished because she knew she wasn't putting it down.
Here are the official results after the replays brought to you by 511 Tactical. Annie Thorisdottir by just 2 reps over Katrin Davidsdottir, and Sara Sigmundsdottir coming in third with a score of 171. Rory McKernan is on the competition floor with Annie Thorisdottir.
Sean, we're actually in a position that I'm not used to seeing these women, and they look devastated. Annie, compare that to something. What did it feel like?
Wow, it felt like Fran 2 times, so Fran 2 times. Yeah.
Thanks for nothing, CrossFit community.
Exactly. I want you guys to remember when you do this workout that you voted for it. Midway through, be like, I wanted this shit.
You live with that decision. It looked like you came out hot and you throttled back a little bit. You were watching where the girls were at. What was your strategy?
My strategy was not to start too hot and just try to pace it, not get carried away. But I have a really hard time with that.
All right, towards the end, Katrin was closing the gap. Could you tell? What were you watching then? I saw you looked like you were looking at the monitor.
Yeah, I could tell. And I could also see how much time was left. I probably could have picked up the bar like 5 seconds sooner, but I was just like, I'm just gonna make sure that I do not drop the bar. And if I pick it up now, they're gonna be yelling and I won't be able to drop it down. So I was like, just pick it up when you have to.
All right, we will let you guys catch your breath. We'll catch up with you on the cool down show. But ladies and gentlemen, give it up for your Dottirs.